All right, the time has arrived. Thanks so much again to everyone for joining today's On Your Mark, your comprehensive guide to JPM Week webinar. It is my distinct pleasure and privilege to be your host for today. My name is Willie Reeves. I'm the Director of Partnering Products and Services at Bio. It's also my pleasure to be joined by George MacDougall, Senior Account Manager from MacDougall Biomedical Communications, and Tilton Little, Executive Director of Big 3 Bio. You want to say hello to everyone, gentlemen?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for having us today.
Hello, this is Tilton from Big 3 Bio. Hello, and glad that you can be with us today.
Fantastic. Later in the webinar, George and Tilton will be speaking on best practices and some other killer resources for JPM Week. But for now, let's go ahead and dive in. First of all, what is BIO? Who are we? We're the world's largest trade association representing the biotechnology industry. We host a variety of industry-leading conferences for the industry around the world, particularly of note, the Bio International Convention, which will be this year, in 2019, from June 3rd to the 6th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Bio also has a suite of business development and investor events. So the first one coming up after the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference Week is the Bio CEO and Investor Conference on February 11th and 12th in New York at the Marriott Marquis near Times Square. It's definitely not too late to register, and registration is certainly still open. So for more information, we encourage you to visit bio.org/CEO. And many, many thanks to our co-producers, Big 3 Bio and MacDougall Biomedical Communications. We at Bio were so excited to work on expanding this partnership this year and creating an even more comprehensive and robust guide to help you and everyone in the industry better navigate the JP Morgan Week experience. And a special kudos to my staff, the All-Star Bio Partnering Team, Christine, Jesse, Mackenzie, Nick, thank you for your tireless work and research to help put all of this together. Now let's take a look at what we'll be talking about today. We will discuss Bio's JPM Week offerings from the partnering system to meeting space and other items. We'll look at company presentations, a partial list that are happening at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference itself. We will delve through the receptions and events. There are many of them. We have almost 200 slides that are happening during JPM Week. We will review the conferences happening as well. And Tilton and George will be providing information with tips and best practices and other resources for JPM Week. And as a note, if you are on this webinar or if you registered, even if you were unable to attend, you will receive a link to the recording in the next 2 business days. So don't worry if you aren't able to stay for the entire time. All right, so Bio's offering during JPM Week. There are 3 big parts. First is the Bio One-on-One Partnering System, which is completely free to access. No, really, it's not a gag, it's not a gimmick, I promise, it's actually free. And we provide the system as an industry service to help unite what can otherwise be kind of a hectic week for the thousands or tens of thousands of participants that come to JP Morgan Week in San Francisco. It's event independent, which means whether you are attending the JPM conference itself or any other conference or no conference at all, and like so many others are coming to San Francisco for the networking meeting opportunities, you are able to participate in the partnering system. And because it's the same system used at the Bio International Convention, Bio CEO and Investor Conference, and other events, it maintains your meeting histories. It makes it easy for you to pick up right where you left off. Second is Bio Meeting Space. If you take a look at hotels.com or something like that, you will find very few results that are actually available in Union Square or near Union Square, especially in San Francisco. Most of the ones that you will find, you almost certainly do not want to stay there. So Bio offers affordably priced meeting space to make it easier for you to secure the meeting space that you need to get your BD done while you are in San Francisco. And discounted rates are also available to Bio member companies. And part 3 is right now the events and receptions list, which we are calling the On Your Mark guide. So working with MacDougall and Big 3 Bio to produce the most comprehensive guide to receptions and events available. Now let's take a very quick look at the Bio One-on-One Partnering System for JPM Week so that you can get a sense of how it works. This is the home screen, so upon logging into the system, you'll see a page that looks a lot like this one. And if you've used the Bio Partnering system at other events before, this page will look very familiar. You are able to set up your company profile and search through the over 1,000 companies and over 1,400 users that have already registered. And this screenshot is from a few days ago, so these numbers are even higher, and people are continuing to register and will even do so throughout the JP Morgan week. Now, one noticeable thing that's different between the partnering system that we use during JPM week for bio and the system that you may be familiar with from other bio events is that due to the unique nature of how meetings are arranged during JP Morgan and during the JP Morgan week, meetings are self-scheduled. So in your conversations and emails that you may have already been having with people, likely you've agreed on a time. So you're able to choose your own time directly in the partnering system. So let's say that you have an accepted meeting like the one that you see here. You'll get a note that it needs to be scheduled, and it can be scheduled by either party. The party who schedules the meeting is the one that will be invoiced for that meeting. You simply click the schedule button, and you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. There's a lot of squares happening on here, but it's very simple. Green means go. It means that there's mutual availability for you and the other participants from the other company. So simply select a green time slot, and then you're presented with two options. Use a bio meeting point or use your own meeting space. We'll talk more about bio meeting space in a bit, but let's say that you use a bio meeting point. You'll be presented with a screen that shows you the pricing and allows you to select a meeting point that best fits what you need. If you use your own meeting space, this option is free, and you can type in whatever it is that you need to enter there to give information on where your meeting location is. So let's say that we've clicked Use a Bio Meeting Point here. Then you'll get a screen here. You can just select a meeting point. Most of them in the Marriott Marquis have 4 chairs, but we do have a couple of tables with 6 chairs for those larger meetings. Clearly laid out pricing here. You can see all the information you need. You understand and agree to the terms and click Confirm. Review all your information here and confirm and schedule, and you are on your way to having a scheduled meeting. You've already got it. But the information is not only in the partnering system itself. You can also access it through the Outlook integration that is automatically included with the partnering system. If you would like to use your Outlook calendar, it's easy to do and doesn't require extra work. And these meetings will automatically be pushed into the Bio OneOnOne Partnering app, which is great. It allows you to view your partnering meetings. You can click through, browse through all of the receptions and events that are happening during JPM week and add them on the fly. So this app is free. It's available both for Android devices and for Apple. Simply search for Bio OneOnOne. And I recommend that you download this before you get to San Francisco so that you can have everything available at your fingertips. Now, let's look a little bit at Bio's meeting space. So our meeting space is at the San Francisco Marriott Marquis Hotel, and that's around 4th and Mission, so only really closely conveniently located to Union Square. The meeting points are in a ballroom downstairs. There are meeting tables with 4 to 6 chairs, and if you're looking for a more private space, dedicated suites are also available. Pricing is very simple. So for each half an hour meeting, Bio member companies, it's $50, and for non-member companies, it's $100 per half hour. And as a special note to our Bio members, note that your company is eligible to receive 1 free hour of meeting space. So you may certainly want to take advantage of that. And I would encourage you even to compare these very competitive rates to, hotels.com and other sorts of places that may be well far away from Union Square and at this point are oftentimes above $1,200 a night. One of the best things about Bio Meeting Space, in addition to the fact that you have tea and coffee and snacks available and the convenient location, is that it's more or less pay as you go. So you only pay for the times that you reserve, unlike a hotel room, which you have to reserve for an entire day. And here are some photos of what Bio's meeting space looked like this past year. As you can see, it's very bustling. There was lots of activity going on, and this is very common for us during the JP Morgan week, and we were thrilled with the reception of our meeting space this past year. Now, did you know as a special note, please use caution if you're meeting in hotel lobbies. I've seen this happen to people. A lot of hotels are charging just for people talking with someone else in their lobby. Especially if you're wearing a suit and it's JPM week, they may come up to you and require a fee in order to continue talking. The hotels have figured out what JP Morgan Week is and that it's important, and so that's why prices are 4 times higher, if not more, than at other times of the year. But when in doubt, you can go to bio.org/JPM to reserve meeting space as you need it. Now, some other JPM Week resources. The recording of this webinar will be available on Monday, and as I mentioned before, if you have registered, whether or not you are able to attend, you'll receive a link to the webinar recording. Also on Monday, a downloadable version of the On Your Mark guide, including the many events and receptions that you will hear about soon, among other valuable industry offerings, will also be available on bio.org/JPM. Those events and receptions can also be viewed in the OneOnOne Partnering System website and the mobile app. And Tilton Little will be talking more about this shortly, but Big 3 Bio's BioWeek SF is a great premium website that has even more resources for you for JPM Week. Now, for everyone's favorite part, the disclaimer, which I have to read, so I'm going to read it quite quickly. Bio and the OneOnOne Partnering System are not affiliated with JP Morgan or the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference. As such, we are unable to provide invitations to the event. That means if you email us, we will tell you that we are unable to provide invitations to the event. Bio does not endorse any reception, event, or conference except ones that Bio is sponsoring. Bio cannot confer any reception invitations, and we've sought to provide as much robust and accurate information as possible, but will not be held liable for any inaccuracies on the events. And Bio event lists are a resource, but please respect invitation-only events. And in the event list, it's clearly indicated when events are invite-only versus being open to the public. Now, a few more things to mention. Most receptions take place in specific rooms within the venues that you'll see in the presentation. The rooms may not be shown in the webinar, so you'll want to go into the partnering system or use the list that will be available on Monday to view the specific room details. Note that some receptions have RSVP info available publicly online, and the URLs aren't written out here because sometimes they're kind of long, but if you download the slide deck on Monday, you will be able to access the links directly. All right, now let's take it over to Mr. Tilton Little, Executive Director of Big 3 Bio, to share some info with us about BioWeek SF. Tilton?
Thanks so much, Willie. I appreciate that. Glad to be here, and I just wanted to go ahead and tell you thank you again for attending. BioWeek SF is a premium site that Big 3 Bio has put on as part of our coverage of the JPM week. It is a premium site that gives you custom consulting, and basically people who are members receive invaluable assistance on what to do, who to meet. Basically you may think that you know exactly who you might want to meet while you're there in San Francisco, but you'll maybe make some considerations, some things that you might haven't thought about. We have consultants who have been there, going there for years and years, and tell you exactly maybe what events to attend and so forth. News and updates, important information about what's going on during the week, anything that you'd want to know about that. Certainly the event portal that takes you to all the weeks of events and conferences. Resources, very important resources and tools that you might need for the conference. In fact, for example, DealForm is a new database that has biopharma deals, fundings, pipelines. It's a great resource for JPM, and members get access to DealForm for a week. And lastly, of course, is, remember that San Francisco is expensive, especially during JPM, and our members save on exclusive deals, especially for the events. We have exclusive discounts for a lot of the conferences there, including $500 off free ticket at Resi, major conference there, and also a free ticket giveaway. You'd be eligible for that, and for Biotech Showcase. And also people who have attended this webinar, you get 50% off the memberships. Just use this code. Make sure you take the code, and also remember that we'll be going all the way through JPM week. If there's any questions, anything else anyone must ask, certainly send them along to info@bioweeksf.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Thank you. I apologize for earlier.
Not to worry, Tilton, and thanks so much for sharing that info with us about BioWeek SF, and we will have a reminder toward the end of the webinar with some more info on BioWeek SF as well, if you would like to follow up. All right, now let's move over to Mr. George MacDougall, Senior Account Manager at MacDougall Biomedical Communications, and George is going to share some information with us about MacDougall services and some best practices, tips, and tricks for JPM Week. George?
Yes, Willie, thank you very much. I really want to thank, before jumping into it, I want to thank Bio for this opportunity, and Big 3 Bio as well, and really just commend both organizations for, what I think is a great effort to really make sure that we as an industry are harnessing what is a great investment and really a great opportunity that is the week of JP Morgan. And, from our perspective at MacDougall Biomedical Communications, we really do see this as I just said, to really be arguably the greatest investment that this industry makes in a 4-day period. And it really behooves all of us. And we work very closely with our clients to make sure that they're making the most of it. There are over 30,000 people that descend on this city, and finding those that you want to meet with and getting the meetings, particularly with the investment community, is really important. And so I just want to thank everyone for their efforts to really make the most of this week. So with that kind of long-winded introduction, just a bit about us here at MacDougall Biomedical Communications. As it kind of states in the name, we are a strategic communications firm. We support this industry exclusively, and we really view ourselves as experienced, multi-talented consultants. I sit here in our office outside of Boston, Massachusetts. We also have an office in Munich, Germany. We have 60 clients or so, and they range anywhere from startup. I believe our smallest client has 2 full-time employees, up to the big pharma. We are indeed strategic, so we work very closely with our clients and really view them as partners in ensuring that they're able to achieve their goals and support them in their communications to make that happen. And lastly, we are just JP Morgan experts. We've been doing this for a long time, and we will, of course, be at JP Morgan again this year. We'll be holed up at our headquarters, which will be within the Park 55. And of course, I'm happy to meet with anyone if they'd like to stop by. Quickly on our services, as I mentioned, we're a strategic communications firm, so we both do the public relations, the PR, as I've mentioned here, the investor relations, and we view those as complementary to one another. Obviously, if you're going out and putting out press releases and sharing your messaging with the world, you want to make sure that that aligns with your intent from an IR side, with raising money. And so we view those 2 points there, connections, visibility, is really critical. We also have an in-house creative group here. We produce websites. We help with presentations. We're very busy right now helping with presentations for JP Morgan, and a couple of known commodities that you might know from us. One is our reception list, and we're obviously coordinating with Bio and Big 3 Bio on that this year, and then also is our conference calendar. If you'd like to see any of those, of course, please just go to MacDougall, macbiocom.com, our website, to learn more. And briefly, just switching the slide over, a few best practices for everyone during JP Morgan. So, I think that everyone on the webinar probably knows this, but just to be very clear, or for anyone that maybe has not attended this 4-day bash previously, the JP Morgan, obviously, the conference itself takes place at the Westin, but lots of folks go to San Francisco, find hotel rooms in hotels other than the Westin, and schedule meetings. I'm going to go ahead and kind of assume that your schedule is coming together in terms of getting those meetings, and that you have either in-house abilities or a consultant that's working with you to really be prepared. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see kind of some of our best practices for just managing these one-on-one meetings. Obviously, item number 1 is be prepared. So right now, as you're getting your meetings, it really behooves you to do the background research on who you're meeting with, know their objectives and what they're looking to do at the conference, so that you can make the most of it. I'm assuming that a lot of these meetings are going to be 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes in maximum. That goes along with BIO's offerings. And really, we recommend that when you're presenting to investors, potential partners, anyone else, that you really come into the meeting with a really tight slide deck. We recommend 10 slides maximum, about a minute per slide, and that you have appendix slides for reference throughout. Create an agenda. That should be the first thing that you do when you have these meetings, particularly with investors. You only have so much of their time, and you want to make sure to make the most of it. So we recommend that as soon as you sit down, the first thing you ask is, how can we be helpful to you, and how can we make the most of this time for you? Conversation over presentation. If it's possible, to really just skip the slides entirely and really just strike up a conversation about how your organizations can partner together. We really encourage that. Always have an ask. There always should be an objective in these meetings, and always go prepared with a goal and an objective in mind. Whenever leaving a meeting, of course, establish follow-up and action items. Make sure that those are clear and that there are deadlines on them. Timing is really important. And lastly is just really a point on perspective. The vast majority of the meetings, I think, that take place at JP Morgan are either introductory or they're quick follow-ups. We're talking 30, 45 minutes, perhaps an hour. And particularly with investors, but I think also on the partnering front, I think your goal should really be to establish the need for a more comprehensive and second meeting. And so when you're going and you're developing your agendas and things like that, I would just encourage folks to keep that in mind, that this is really just one touch point of many. Quickly, some other ways to maximize, I think, your value during the week. Networking is obviously key, so you're going to be having these meetings, but there's lots of other folks that you may run into anywhere. So if you're in an elevator and you see someone that you want to meet, introduce yourself. If you are in line waiting to get into a reception, ask and introduce yourself to those around you. Be diligent in terms of planning your parties. There are lots of events going on every single night, and to make the most of the time, we expect that most folks will go to more than one reception. Have that well planned out ahead of time so that you can make the most of it. Schedule efficiently. Keep 15 minutes between your meetings if you know that you have to travel, at least, and use BIO's partnering system or otherwise to really just be as efficient as possible. Thank yous the morning after. This is just a little tip that we offer. We recommend to our clients. After 4 days, if you try to go back and remember what happened at a meeting on Monday, it may be a little fuzzy. There's a lot that goes on in 4 days at this event. And so we really encourage you to carve out a half an hour every morning to send brief thank you notes to everyone that you met with the day before. In that thank you note, obviously you want to thank them for their time, but also establish a little bit of what the next steps are and follow up. And lastly, of course, is take great notes. Going on off of that line that things can get a little bit fuzzy after 4 days. Take great notes in these meetings so that intel that you receive in it does not get lost. With that, I think I may have gone a little bit over my time here, but I just really want to again thank the organizers here and everyone on the webinar. If there is anything else that we at MacDougall can provide for you, just please feel free to contact us or find us at the URL below.
All right. Thanks, George. Thanks a ton for sharing that info with us, especially if someone's new to JP Morgan, but even if you're more seasoned, it's really good to keep those tips and tricks in mind to make the most of the time that you're there. So thanks again. All right, next we will take a look at a partial list of presenting companies at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference itself. Emphasis on this list being partial, so many companies have not yet announced their presentation times, but Abbott will be on Tuesday at 9 a.m., AtriCure Monday at noon, Baxter Monday at 10 a.m., Encompass Health Tuesday at 9:30 a.m., Evolent Health Wednesday at 10 a.m., Five Prime Wednesday at 2 p.m., Hillrom, Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Intersect ENT, Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Inventiva, Wednesday at 12 p.m. Medicine Nova, Wednesday at 2 p.m., NVIDIA, Thursday at 8:30 a.m., ViewRay, Wednesday at 8:30 a.m., and Wright Medical Group on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Now, before we dive into the rest, just as a disclaimer, the rest of this webinar is the hopefully soothing sound of my voice going through the events and receptions. So this list will also be available for download, but for right now, let's dive in. Also, as a quick note, I will be speaking relatively quickly on the webinar to allow us to get through all of this. However, you're always able to go back and review the slides at your convenience. So let's jump in with consulting firms and CRO receptions. Ernst & Young's annual Circus Before the Circus is always a very popular event. It's happening at the Four Seasons Hotel in the Veranda Ballroom on Sunday from 8 to 10 p.m. Note that this is an invite-only, non-transferable event. China Health and More Health are having an artificial intelligence healthcare night cocktail party at Slick on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. The RSA Group Drinks Reception, this is an invite-only event as well, at the Olympic Club on Sunday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. The Turea Welcome Party, Turea invites you to help them kick off the week with cocktails and hors d'oeuvres at the City Club of San Francisco on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. Day and Associates are having a San Francisco craft beer tasting at the Olympic Club on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. And this as well is an invite-only event. Accenture Health Tech Innovation Challenge at the Startup Health Festival. This is taking place at the Startup Health Village on Market Street on Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. ABD Happy Hour and BCS National Championship Viewing Game, also at the Olympic Club, very popular venue during JPM, on Monday from 5:30 to 8:30. McDermott, Will & Emery, China, the new El Dorado or a Great Wall for life sciences companies. Sounds like an interesting discussion taking place at the Ritz-Carlton on Monday with the time to be announced. This is an invite-only event as well, or you can also email the conference organizer using the link in the presentation. China Health and IQVIA have a China Night cocktail party at Slick on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. Deloitte's 2019 College Football National Championship Networking event taking place at 111 Minna Gallery on Monday from 5 to 10 p.m. PricewaterhouseCoopers Cocktail Reception is happening at the Caldwell Snyder Art Gallery on Monday from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. Life Sciences Leadership Celebration with R.R. Donnelly, Moss Adams, Potrero Hill Advisors, and the Tofts Group are having cocktails and dinner with their leadership celebration at Rambler on Monday from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. This is an invite-only event. Worldwide Clinical Trials Pre-Party Power-Up Happy Hour, say that 5 times fast. This is taking place at Homage on Tuesday from 4 to 6 o'clock p.m. Deloitte and Bridgebank are hosting the Whiskey Sips and Tips reception at Hops and Hominy, which has great food, on Tuesday from 7 to 11 p.m. Redox Health Tech Fiesta is happening at Uno Dos Tacos on Tuesday from 4 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. Novatech's briefing. They're having a research briefing on how Asia's vast patient tools, high-quality infrastructure, comparable quality, and lower costs make it a key destination for clinical trials for biotechs. That's at the Park 55, Tuesday at 5:30. 3D Heals and Nixon Peabody reception is happening at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel on Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. China Health and LSA are having a MedTech Night cocktail party at Slick on Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Fitch Ratings Cocktails, Hors d'oeuvres, and Corporate Ratings. They welcome all corporate issuers, investors, bankers, and lawyers to join them during the conference at Hotel Nico on Tuesday from 4:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. McDermott and Ernst & Young's annual cocktail reception, United by Ping Pong, yes indeed, is taking place at Spin on Tuesday with a time to be announced. This is an invite-only event. eChina Health and Slick are having an Entrepreneurs Night cocktail party at Slick on Wednesday from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. Atomwise has a reception, Artificial Intelligence in Biopharma, Hope versus Hype. Join senior R&D leaders in biotech, pharma, and AI for an evening of cocktails and conversation as well as a panel discussion. That's at the Rotunda on Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. The MIT Club of Northern California, AI and Healthcare. There are 2 locations for this, Next World Capital on Montgomery Street and Angel List on Gold Street. Wednesday, January 9th from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. Charles River Associates is having a strategy dinner at Scholars Bistro on Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Now we'll move over to the information, media, and IT firm receptions. W2O is having its 13th annual JP Morgan soiree at Le Colonial on Sunday from 6 to 10 o'clock p.m. W2O, OneOnOne Media, and Edelman are having the annual JPM 19 Tweet Up at Natoma Cabana on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. ClinCapture's happy hour is at ClinCapture on Bush Street on Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m. You can network with biotech entrepreneurs while enjoying appetizers, drinks, and live music by DJ Robot. Biotech Showcase is having a session, the Readout Live, a conversation with Stats Biotech team. This is at the Hilton San Francisco Union Square on Wednesday from 4:30 to 5:15. Special note on this one, while this event is part of the Biotech Showcase, it is separate and does not require a Biotech Showcase full registration. Next are the academic and university receptions. The 5th annual MIT Sloan HST Alumni Reception is only open to alumni, students, and faculty and staff of MIT at the Samovar Tea Lounge. They have a really great high tea there on Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Harvard Business School's Healthcare Alumni Reception with more than 300 alumni from Harvard is on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. at Bluestem Brasserie. The UC San Diego alumni at JPM Networking Social is taking place at Tres Tequilas Lounge on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. Innovation at Penn, Partnerships and Perspectives is happening at the Wharton San Francisco on Monday from 3 to 5:15 p.m. Northwestern University's Artificial Intelligence in Medicine, the Next Generation in Healthcare. It's happening at Northwestern San Francisco on Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. The McCormick School of Engineering at Northwestern's reception for JP Morgan Healthcare Conference attendees is at Northwestern's SF campus on Monday from 4 to 7 p.m. The BU School of Public Health Alumni Association reception is happening at the Merchants Exchange Club on Wednesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. The Biotech Innovation Gallery, BIG, by UC Davis, provides an opportunity for strategic partners and potential investors to get engaged with UC Davis's innovators and their startups. It's at the Weinstein Gallery on Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Stanford StartX Meds Healthcare Happy Hour, hosting Stanford's best medical startups. It's happening at 620 Jones on Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. UC Berkeley's MCB Alumni Reception is at Gibson on Wednesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. The Wharton Healthcare Management Alumni Association at JP Morgan. This will be taking place at 620 Jones on Wednesday from 8:30 to 11:30 p.m. Note that you must be a current Wharton Club or Wharton Healthcare Management Alumni Association dues paying member to attend. The Gladstone Partner Reception is at the Caldwell Snyder Gallery on Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. The Stanford Graduate School of Business Healthcare Networking Mixer is on campus at Stanford Wednesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. We'll look at a few pharma receptions. Zencor's reception is at the Battery on Sunday from 6:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. This is an invitation-only event. The annual Takeda reception is at Hotel Nico on Monday from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. You can request an invitation using the link in the presentation, and note that registration closes on December 28th. The Helsin JPM reception is at Hotel Marker on Tuesday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. This is also an invite-only event. Now, foundations, nonprofits, and association receptions. JP Morgan BioBreak Networking Happy Hour. The location is shared for this one upon RSVP confirmation. There's a link in the slide, and this one's on Sunday from 5:30 until 8 o'clock p.m. The State Bio Friends Kickoff Reception with Arizona Bio, Biocom, New York Bio, BioNJ, and Michigan Bio. It kicks off the largest annual gathering of healthcare innovators and healthcare investors in the world, of course, during JPM week at Hotel Marker on Sunday from 4 to 7 p.m. The Virginia Bio Reception is at the Clift Hotel in the Velvet Room on Sunday from 5 to 7 o'clock p.m. The Every Life Foundation presents a rare affair for rare diseases at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel on Sunday from 6:30 to 10 o'clock p.m. Foley Hoag and Mass Bio are having the Biotech Networking Reception at Morton's on Monday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. OS Biotech's International Delegation Reception is at the Park 55 on Monday from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. The Healthcare Business Women's Association Reception is at the Marines Memorial Club on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Biomed Realty and Biocom's Cocktail Reception will be at the Clift Hotel in the Spanish Suite on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. And they'll be showing the NCAA college football playoff game on a widescreen TV for fun and entertainment. The WBL, or Women Business Leaders of the U.S. Healthcare Industry Foundation, is having a reception at Boda, which is a restaurant in the Warwick Hotel, on Monday from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. BioCentury's Distillery Whiskey Tasting Event is at Mezzanine on Tuesday from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. Note that this is an invitation-only event. The MedTech Innovator, RCT Ventures, and Stanford Bayer Center for Biodesign Innovators Reception is at the JW Marriott, the Level 3 Bar and Restaurant, on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. The UK Department for International Trade's Networking Reception is at the Marines Memorial Hotel on Wednesday from 7 to 9 o'clock p.m. National Venture Capital Association's Investor Reception is RSVP only, and that will give you the location. It's on Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Now, investment bank receptions. H.C. Wainwright's Cocktail Reception and Dinner is at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel in the Starlight Room on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. The Wells Fargo Healthcare Reception is at Café de la Presse on Monday from 5 to 9 o'clock p.m. The BTIG Healthcare Reception is at the Olympic Club on Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Maxim Group LLC's Cocktail Reception is at Restaurant Anzu on Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Note that this is an invitation-only event. Oppenheimer and Company Cocktail Reception at Bourbon and Branch on Tuesday from 8 p.m. until midnight. Locust Walk's private wine reception is at the Town and Country Club on Wednesday at 7 p.m. This is an invitation-only event. Now for investment firms and investor relations receptions. Born Partners football at the Fairmont is happening at the Fairmont Hotel on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. The College Football Playoff National Championship is going to be streamed live during the event. Cocktails and light hors d'oeuvres served as well. K&N's annual JPM reception is at the Chandran Gallery on Monday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. This is an invitation-only event. The Asia Pacific Healthcare Cross-Border Investment VIP Networking Reception with NT House, BioBridge Global, and Solbury Trout is at WeWorks Embarcadero Center on Monday from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. The Blackstone Life Sciences Cocktail Party is at E&O Kitchen and Bar on Monday from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. Health 2.0 Venture Connect is at the Kempton Sir Francis Drake Hotel on Monday from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. Healthcare Royalty Partners JP Morgan Cocktail Reception is at Feinstein's at the Nico, Hotel Nico, Monday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. IndieBio and Hacks JPM Open House and Reception is at IndieBio's office on Monday from 2 to 5 o'clock p.m. The Kaufman Fellows at JP Morgan Reception is a private invitation for those within the Kaufman Fellows Network at Swig Bar on Monday from 5 to 7:30 p.m. The Rock Health 2019 Happy Hour, note this event is already at capacity. It's at Collective Health on Monday with a time TBA, which you can get through requesting an invitation. Now for law firm receptions. Errant Fox's cocktail reception is at Hops and Hominy on Sunday from 5 to 7 o'clock p.m. BDO USA LLP, Burns & Levinson, and Alira Health's kickoff networking reception is at Dirty Habit on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. The Squire Patton Boggs Eve of the Conference reception is at Scala's Bistro on Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. The Baker McKenzie Cocktail Reception, spice up your Sunday. They've got Moroccan hors d'oeuvres paired with unique wines at the Murad Restaurant on Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. The Morrison & Forster Annual Life Science Reception is at the Rotunda on Monday from 5 to 9 o'clock p.m. K&L Gates Cocktail Reception is at Charmaine's on Monday from 9 p.m. until midnight. The Polsinelli and Matter Reception is at Bartlett Hall on Monday from 5 to 8 o'clock p.m. The Quinn Emanuel and Dahui Lawyers Cocktail Association is at In Situ on Monday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Complete side note, In Situ is this really interesting restaurant inside the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. I recommend the caramelized carrot soup. Really fantastic place. Goodwin Celebrates at the Press Club is indeed at the Press Club on Monday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Covington's annual cocktail reception is at Morton's on Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Baker Bott's JPM Healthcare Conference reception is at the JW Marriott Union Square in the Gallery Lounge on Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. The Mintz Levin reception is at August Hall on Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Ropes & Gray's 11th Life Sciences Executive Cocktail Reception is at Clift Hotel in the Velvet Room on Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. The Paul Hastings reception is, you can get the location with an RSVP, and there's a link included. It's on Tuesday from 5 to 7:30 p.m. The Wilkie Farr and Gallagher cocktail reception is invite only at the Warwick Hotel on Tuesday from 5:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. The Cooley reception is at the Bentley Reserve on Tuesday from 6 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. Decker LLP and Sam Brown Inc.'s 14th annual celebration is at Dirty Habit on Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. King & Spalding's Healthcare and Life Sciences reception is at the Museum of Modern Art on Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. This is an invitation-only event. The MacDougall reception is at Kel's Irish Restaurant and Pub on Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning, and there is an RSVP email address. The Arnold and Porter K. Scholar reception is at Rick House on Wednesday from 8 p.m. till closing. Wilson, Sonsini, Goodrich, and Rosati's Biotech Board of Directors reception, also at the Museum of Modern Art on Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. This is an invitation-only event. The Greenberg Traurig Wine Tasting and Networking reception is at Fogelgeschau on Monday from 6 to 9 o'clock p.m. Latham and Watkins Cocktail reception is at August Hall on Monday from 5 to 9 o'clock p.m. Note that this is an invite-only event. WSGR is also having a Women in Life Sciences event at Hotel Bijou from Sunday from 4 to 7 o'clock p.m. Reed Smith's reception is at Farallon Restaurant on Monday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. This is an invite-only event. Now for some early morning events for those of you who are early risers. MacDougall Biomedical Communications is having a breakout session, a 4-mile fun run at Union Square on Monday at 6 a.m. till 7 a.m. and there's an RSVP link included. You meet in Union Square for this directly across from the Westin St. Francis. The Alliance for Regenerative Medicine's State of the Industry briefing is at Park 55 on Monday from 8 to 10 o'clock a.m. LifeSci Public Relations CMO and CSO Roundtable is at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel in the Starlight Room on Monday from 7 to 8:45 a.m. The Johns Hopkins University Alumni and Friends Breakfast is at the Rotunda on Tuesday from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Endpoint's breakfast panel, How Do You Build a Blockbuster, is at the Grand Hyatt Union Square on Tuesday from 7 to 8:30 a.m. The LifeSci PR Breakfast Roundtable is at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel on Tuesday from 7 to 8:45 a.m. This is also a private event. Fierce Biotech's executive breakfast and panel discussions are taking place at the Fairmont Hotel on Tuesday from 7 to 11 a.m. Shearman and Sterling's CLE breakfast, if you need to get some of those continuing legal education credits, there is an RSVP, with an RSVP, you can get the location. It's on Tuesday from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Squire Patton Boggs Legal Basics for Startups, a special venture law meetup seminar, is at Squire Patton Boggs' office on Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Charles River Associates and Wilkie Farr has a Market Developments and Biosimilars breakfast at Farallon Restaurant on Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. Neuroscience Trials Australia's Early Clinical Trials Capabilities in Australia is at the Omni on Wednesday from 7 to 9 a.m. LifeSci PR's CEO Roundtable is at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel on Wednesday from 7 to 8:45 a.m. Now let's take a look at some daytime events. R&D'er Pharma DJ and Jones Day's VIP reception is at the Jones Day office on Sunday from 2 to 6 o'clock p.m. And this is an invitation-only event. eChina Health and More Health's AI Healthcare Investment Conference at SLIC on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Deloitte Leadership Sessions are at the Martin Lawrence Gallery on January 7th through the 10th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Roadshow of Asia-Pacific Cross-Border Biopharmaceutical Projects and Technology Licensing, sponsored by NT House, BioBridge Global, and Soberry Trout, is at John's Grill on Monday from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. One-on-one meetings for Asia-Pacific Cross-Border Biopharmaceutical Investment at John's Grill on Monday from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Explosive Growth and Current Challenges, the Future of Biopharmaceuticals in a Global Perspective. This is a session at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference itself, which is invitation only, and we will have our very own CEO, Jim Greenwood, as one of the speakers. So this is at the Westin St. Francis on Monday at 5 o'clock p.m. Aus Biotech's Australian Life Science Industry presentation is at the Park 55 on Monday from 3:45 to 4:30 p.m. Engineering Better Medicine, When and When Not to Use Artificial Intelligence, is at the Moscone Center in room 110 on the lower level, Monday from 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. One-on-one meetings for Asia-Pacific Cross-Border Biopharmaceutical Investment from China Merchants Bank is at WeWork Embarcadero Center on Tuesday from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. WuXi's Global Forum 2019 and Reception, a celebration of global partnerships, is at the Grand Hyatt SF on Tuesday from 2 to 7 o'clock p.m. The DLA Piper Luncheon, you can contact them for details on this. It's on Tuesday from noon to 2 p.m. eChina Health and IQVIA Clinical Trials Registration in U.S. and China Workshop is at the JP Morgan Chase Building on the 20th floor on Monday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. McDermott, Will & Emery, and Ernst & Young's Hospital Health System Collaborative Transformation Forum is at the Ritz-Carlton on Monday with a time TBA, and there's a link for more information. The Future of AI-Powered Healthcare at the Digital Medicine and MedTech Showcase is at the Park 55 on Monday from 4 to 5 o'clock p.m. eChina Health and LSA's Medical Device Innovation Conference is at the JP Morgan Chase Building on Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. McDermott's Smart Healthcare Leaders Forum is at the Ritz-Carlton on Tuesday with a time TBA. The Future of Medicaid Innovation Forum 2019 is at the Glide Memorial Foundation on Tuesday from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Wilmer Hale's annual lunch reception is at the Rotunda on Tuesday from 11:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. Danforth Advisors, Gunderson Detmer, Halloran Consulting, Lavoie Health Science, and Locust Walk present their networking luncheon at Bartlett Hall on Tuesday from noon till 2 p.m. Squire Patton Boggs, Arbitration and Life Sciences Transaction Disputes, is at the Squire Patton Boggs office on Tuesday from 2:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. Global Genes, the Shifting Model, How New Era Patient-Led Collaborations Are Transforming Drug Discovery and Development in Rare Disease and Beyond, at the Hilton San Francisco Union Square on Tuesday from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. The Sidley Meeting Gallery and Coffee Bar is at the San Francisco Art Exchange on January 7th and 8th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Clarivate Analytics 2018 Deals and Portfolio Review is at Hotel Zeta on Monday through the 9th from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Biotech Innovation Gallery's Coffee and Networking is at the Weinstein Gallery Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. eChina Health and Slick have the Demo Day roadshows at Slick on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. McDermott's, a lunchtime conversation with digital health pioneers, is at the Ritz-Carlton on Wednesday with the time to be announced. The pharmaceutical market in Brazil, an updated post-election perspective, will be at the Ritz-Carlton on Wednesday from 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And this event will also feature speakers from our very own Bio. The annual AbbVie Luncheon is invitation only at the Rotunda on Wednesday from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. Goodwin Speaks, Goodwin at JP Morgan seminars. They've got 4 panel discussions throughout the day on Hong Kong as an emerging capital markets hub, launching a biosimilar in the U.S., practical considerations, digital medicine, lessons from biopharma, and don't let milestones become milestones, how to turn structured consideration to your advantage in biotech M&A transactions. All happening at the St. Regis on Monday from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. The 2019 Chinese American Biopharmaceutical Society's Investor Forum is at Morrison & Foerster's office on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. FreeMind's Non-Dilutive Funding Opportunities for Life Sciences Seminar is at CLSA on Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And space is limited. Please RSVP per their request. Now we will look at some of the conferences happening during JPM week. The board meeting West by Crush Life Sciences is at the Estate Yountville, and this is in Napa Valley, not in San Francisco, on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. And this is also an invitation-only event. Innovations in Regulatory Science Summit from CERSI, UCSF Stanford, is at the Mission Bay Conference Center on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. UCSF's Regenerative Orthopedics Conference, San Francisco, is at the Intercontinental Hotel on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Connect 365's East-West CEO Conference, which is invitation only, is at the Four Seasons San Francisco on Saturday and Sunday. UCSF's Digital Orthopedics Conference, Intercontinental, on Saturday and Sunday. Sachs Associates' second annual Neuroscience Innovation Forum is at the Marines Memorial Hotel Sunday from 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Cooley's BFC Global Healthcare Investment Conference is at the St. Regis on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. The China Focus at JPM Week by MyBio is at the JW Marriott Union Square on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. The China Showcase from Connect 365 is at the Park 55 on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The 6th Annual Dermatology Summit is at the New Palace Hotel on Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. CTIC's Cross-Border Healthcare Investment Summit is at the Intercontinental on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Cooley's BFC Global Healthcare Investment Conference, St. Regis, on Sunday from 8 to 5. The 2019 CSSI Life Sciences Partnering Forum is at the Hilton Union Square on Monday, from Monday to Wednesday. The Startup Health Festival is at the Startup Health Village on Monday and Tuesday. The Biotech Showcase is at the Hilton San Francisco Union Square from Monday through Wednesday. PwC's Collaboration Hub is at the Clift Royal Sonesta Hotel on Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rare in the Square by Global Genes is at Union Square on Monday through Wednesday. The Resi Conference is at the Marines Memorial Hotel on Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. And Free Mind's 14th Annual Non-Dilutive Funding Summit is at the Marines Memorial Hotel on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that brings us to the end of our receptions and events. We have managed to cover nearly 200 slides in almost exactly an hour. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Our On Your Mark, Your Comprehensive Guide to JPM Week webinar. Many thanks again to Big 3 Bio and MacDougall Biomedical Communications on their partnership and support for this webinar. A couple of quick reminders for everyone before we head off. If you'd like to use the BioOneOne partnering system for free, or if you want to reserve Bio meeting space, or if you would like your company's event or reception to be in the next edition of the On Your Mark Guide, please visit bio.org/JPM. That's our portal for all JPM Week things. For details on BioWeek SF, as Tilton shared earlier from Big 3 Bio, please visit BioWeekSF.com. And if you'd like more info on MacDougall Biomedical Communications services, please take a look at macbiocom.com. For everyone on the webinar, for everyone coming to JPM Week, for everyone contemplating coming to JPM Week, thank you, each and every one of you, for all of you do, for the very important contributions that you make to human health and the life science industry. This work is honorable and not always easy, but very important. Thank you again for joining, and we look forward to seeing you in San Francisco.